Hey everyone, and welcome. We're here today to talk about something. Well, something bigger than just building houses. We're here to talk about actually crafting a future where our families can really truly thrive in a community that's supportive, that's resilient, and that's deeply connected. And we have a name for it: Pronoia.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. It is the absolute core of what we're trying to create here. Just imagine it. You have the privacy of your own home, your own space, but the second you step outside your door, you're in a world filled with friends, shared gardens, and a genuine support system. It's the best of both worlds, and believe me, it's a future we can actually build together.
So, how do we get there? How do we make this happen? Well, we've laid out a really clear roadmap. We're going to start with the big vision. Then we'll dive right into the specifics of the Pronoia community itself. After that, we'll explore the really unique ownership model, the smart financial strategy that makes this whole thing possible, and show you how we're building on proven successes. And then, at the end, we're going to invite you to be a part of it. All right, let's start with this idea of a new way to live. Think about your typical modern neighborhood, right? You've got the high fences, the empty yards. There's this real sense of isolation. But what if we could build something totally different? What if we could build a community that was truly, genuinely centered around people? This slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, that's the status quo for so many of us. You're scheduling play dates for your kids, loneliness is way too common. But look at the right. That is the future we're building. Shared green spaces where kids can just be kids, playing freely and safely. It's a place where connection isn't accidental, it's intentional. You have a built-in support system from day one. Okay, so that's the dream. That's the big picture. Now, let's look at the actual blueprint. Because this isn't just some fuzzy idea, it is a concrete project that we are bringing to life, right here in San Diego County.
We chose the name Pronoia for a very specific reason. It means foresight. It means carefully planning for the well-being of others. And that is exactly our mission. We are intentionally, deliberately designing a stable, caring, and resilient future for our families and for the generations that are going to come after us. And look, this isn't just a dream. It's a solid, well-researched plan. We're targeting about 1 to 2.5 acres out in the Ramona area. And here's the really clever part. We're using California's progressive state laws for ADUs, that's accessory dwelling units, and the smaller JDUs, junior accessory dwelling units. These laws actually allow us to legally build a beautiful little cluster of 6 homes on what would normally be a single lot. This is a totally strategic, legal, and powerful approach to creating our community. And we are getting so creative in our search for the perfect spot. This is like a property treasure hunt. We're not just looking at empty lots. We see potential everywhere. A decommissioned golf course? That could become an amazing community with water lines and green space already in place. An old kennel or a stable? Those places often have these super robust outbuildings that are perfect for shared workshops or a big community kitchen. This is all about smart, adaptive reuse. Okay, let's switch gears for a second and talk about ownership. Because this isn't just about a new way to live, it's about a much smarter way to own. One of the biggest questions we always get is about the legal stuff, the ownership structure. How does this all actually work? This really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If we're all living together on one big property, how do we own our individual homes? How do we build our own personal equity? You're right, the traditional model of property lines and individual mortgages, it just doesn't work here. And that's exactly why we're using a much smarter, more flexible structure. And the answer is something called fractional equity. Now, don't let the name intimidate you. Think of it like owning a share in a company. Instead of buying a specific plot of land, you buy a percentage of the company, the LLC, that owns everything: the land, all the buildings, the common house, everything. Your share then gives you the exclusive right to your home, plus you have a stake in the entire community. It's collective ownership that builds your individual wealth. It's brilliant. So the limited liability company, the LLC, that's our legal foundation. It sounds complicated, but it's a super standard, straightforward business structure. The LLC owns the property, and we, the members, we own the LLC. And we'll have a really strong operating agreement that basically serves as our community's rulebook. Honestly, the structure just simplifies everything, especially when it comes to financing. Which brings us to the money. How do we make this a financial reality? A lot of people assume that a project like this would be incredibly difficult to fund. But the truth is, there is a clear, established, and proven path forward. This number is the key to everything. 90%. That is the amount of a commercial loan that the USDA's multifamily housing loan program can guarantee for a project just like ours. This isn't just a small help, this is a total game changer. So why is that 90% guarantee such a game changer? Well, it massively reduces the risk for banks and other lenders. So instead of being hesitant, they become eager to partner with us. What that means is our LLC only needs to bring about 10% equity to the table. And get this, we get access to long-term, 40-year fixed-rate loans. This program is literally tailor-made for what we are trying to do. And you think, oh great, a government program, it must be a nightmare of bureaucracy. But it's actually incredibly streamlined. Seriously, look at this. You send an email to request a secure folder, you upload the documents, and you send another email with a password. That's it. It's a totally manageable, straightforward process that makes our financial goals completely achievable.
Now, I want to be crystal clear about something. We are not reinventing the wheel here. This is not some risky, wild experiment. We are standing on the shoulders of giants, and we are following a proven, successful path.
We have these powerful legal tailwinds at our back right now. California's ADU laws are the most progressive in the entire country. They are actively encouraging the kind of smart, gentle density that we're planning. And the LLC co-ownership model, it's a tried and true legal framework that's been used for community projects all over the world for decades. The timing for this has never, ever been better. And listen to this. This is a quote from a family in Vancouver who built their own multi-generational compound. It just speaks to the really deep, powerful motivation behind these projects. It's about so much more than just housing. It's about creating security. It's about building a legacy. It's about giving the next generation a chance at real homeownership, a chance to build real equity. So let this sink in for a minute. This is not a fantasy. This is a return to community. It is supported by modern laws, it's supported by smart financial tools, and it's backed up by real-world success stories. This is absolutely achievable. We can do this.
And all of that brings us to this moment. The moment where this idea stops being just something you're hearing about and it starts becoming something that you can actually be a part of. This is our call to action.
We are looking for the founding members who are going to bring this blueprint to life. If this vision for a more connected, a more supportive, and a more resilient life, if that resonates with you, then we invite you to join us. Let's build our future. Let's do it together. We really look forward to meeting you.